Motley Crue with Wild Side. Star Material, actually, nobody's ever requested that one. It says here from the album Girls, Girls, Girls. Uh, they're a fun band. This is hour two of three. Music Without Borders is your show. Coming up here, we've got the request from the first hour, but the request line is wide open. So let me know what you want to hear. This is House of Lords, Cartesian Dreams. Cartesian Dreams from House of Lords, Star Material on Music Without Borders. Uh, I couldn't. A Mustache is on Spotify. Band name like 10 L's. I can't find what you look. Give me. I can't find that. What you're talking about? She said it doesn't make any sense to me. A Mustache, please give me another one. I'm gonna fire up. I just got three in a row here. So Longbeard, I'm gonna play this one. We'll figure it out. A Mustache. And Steve, you're on deck as well. But right now it is. I got to fire it up here. But Ministry Paul. I just got three supers in like 1 minute here, and I can't find the first one. Here we go. Ministry with Psalm 69. Let's check it out. I like this group, Ministry. They're cool. I think this is going to be a superstar.
Congregation, please be seated and open your prayer guides to the book of Revelations, Psalm 69. to succeed and the way to suck eggs.
Stop it!
A superstar. That was great. Ministry. Now I remember them from the '80s. That song came out in 1992. I remember one of the groupies of my band. This lady. She was totally into the Ministry, and she would always like try to show all of us guys in the band. You know, have you heard this? And so she would give us cassette tapes and stuff. But I remember them being a little bit more. I think they have keyboards or something in there. I didn't hear any keyboards in that song. I remember them as in the '80s as kind of like a metal crossover keyboard, dark, kind of cool sounding. That was really hardcore there. I like it. I like it. So a mustache. I can't find it. So you mentioned something about Spotify. Take 3, or is it take 4 now? Give me something else here. You're on deck with the question mark because I can't find it. 20 L's, she said. I mean, I tried everything that you wrote down there, but it's not computing. Here we go. Steve wants to hear the Elvis Matters band doing their rendition of Suspicious Minds. Let's check this out. Tribute band. It says something about Battle of the Bands. Let's check it out. That was looks like something from the Netherlands. This stuff is written in Dutch here. Either that or from the ABC Islands, Dutch Antilles. But yeah, I think that was something, some kind of TV show in Amsterdam or something. Elvis Matters band. But the cool thing about, because you can't see it or anything, but the guy doesn't look like Elvis, so he actually just sounds like really, really great like Elvis. Doesn't dance like Elvis, doesn't look like Elvis, but he sounds pretty damn good. I like that. I like that. Did a mustache come up with something here, or is it the mid drummer? You're talking about something else. A mustache. You're still on hold for. You got what do they call it? You got credit. The jukebox is still open for your request. Let me know what you want to hear, or you can give it to somebody else or whatever. I've got Ted Nugent on deck. I know I said that before. I got the Beatles, but right now, this is this guy. I opened up for this guy. What's his name? He's Danzig. He's got that funny name. Oh, Glenn Danzig. That's supposed to be his real name. He's a funny guy to be backstage with. Muscles and baby oil all around his topless, semi-muscular, semi-fat butt. I don't know. He was kind of weird character. But it was an open air gig that I played in Vienna, and it was one of these festival types of thing. And they were obviously the headliner, and there was a couple of rocky, punky crossover groups that opened up, and I would happen to be in one of them. And it was a good gig, actually. I liked that. But this is the band before, and it was called the Misfits. Star and Cherry, I know I've heard that track before, but it just doesn't. I haven't heard it in over 30 years. I had a phase there where I decided I should listen to every single song from the Beatles growing up in USA, I heard a lot of songs. I heard all the hits, but I never heard all the album tracks. That's an album track, and I haven't heard it since that test I did when I was a teenager. I was like, I got to do this. I borrowed my singer guitar player's. He had all the collection, and I only made copies of the songs that I knew and loved from the radio, and so I listened to that. I probably listened to that for about a second, and I said, I don't know. I just wanted the hits. And so I never really listened to that stuff. It's amazing. To this day, it doesn't ring a bell at all. Okay, a mustache says, Alec, did you see it? Hold on a second. Okay, I'm reading here. I'm looking for something that's from you. All I see is Dana carries a mint drummer. Goth, help me out here. What is a mustache want to hear? Someone please put it in capital letters so I can see it. You guys are like writing a lot, and all I'm doing is looking for capital letters. Yeah, I see. Alec, it's exactly 20L small s. Sorry, my bad. I did that, and I haven't seen anything since then. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Okay. Jesus. Molinos. Okay, good. That was like fixing a hole, speaking of the Beatles. No, I love that album, Sgt. Pepper's. Super great record. Okay, hold on a second here. Jesus Molina, what song? Jesus Molina is a performer. Jesus Molina's what song? Okay, I'm going to play this, and then what song do you want to hear from Jesus Molina? I'm going to do Ted Nugent right now. kind of funny. Phil Collins fade on Ted Nugent. Never. I don't think I've ever heard it. Usually he has a big bang at the end. The Great White Buffalo. Star Material. Nobody's ever requested that. Nice little song and dance there. I like that. Okay, good. Whoo! We got it. A Mustache and everybody else who was trying to help all of us here. Get it out. Jesus. Molina. Night in Tunisia. Superstar. Request from A Mustache. Jesus, Molina. That was worth the wait, that one. Nice trio there. And that cutie on the drums, she was tight. That was really nice. I like that a lot. Superstar Material, Jesus Molina with Night in Tunisia, a track from Dizzy Gillespie. Nice, freshened up rendition from 5 years ago. 2.3 million. I never heard that guy before. I subscribe to the channel. Very tight. I like it a lot. What's the doll? Yeah, the doll. That's it's funny because actually that's a. My mother bought that in the '80s. It's she was into collecting like Cabbage Patch Kids and all that stuff, and she got the Boy George one, which I thought was really funny because like I had no idea that 25 years later that the drummer from Culture Club would be my drummer in Dirt. You can check out the link. it's in the description there. Dearth live concert. That's John Moss on drums. So what does that mean? That's the story. My mother's had this in the family for a long, long time. And then I'm in London and I'm playing with anyway. So it's just weird that the psychic connection that so I come back from Europe and I find this doll. Actually, my sister found it. She came down here to do some cleaning up, and for my mother, and she was like, "Hey, Alec, we're gonna love this doll." I don't remember it when I was a kid because I was in Boston and stuff. She got that. Yeah, remember, you guys remember the '80s, Buckaroo, Cabbage Patch Kids, and all that stuff. She was collecting all those things. So yeah, that's my connection with that one. It's kind of this. I thought it was cool, to be honest with you. Okay, what have we got? I'm telling a story, and we got a super. Raina Marie is coming in here. Okay, here we go. I think, no, I got a super already. You're on deck, Raina. Welcome back to the show. Now I remember because I got, Def Leppard. Longbeard's coming in. Longbeard's on fire tonight. Yes, this is a song that, it ain't going to get no star, but it is a super request. Here you go. Def Leppard, Hysteria. It's great album track. This is actually the title track from the album Hysteria. Here you go. tell you, I remember it must have been 1988, 89. I remember the day where one of my buddies, Joe, he says to me, he says, "Hey, Alec, have you heard this Hysteria from Def Leppard?" And I said, "No, no." He says, "I got the cassette tape." He says, "I'll loan it to you." He said, "But I want it back. You got it for a week, and you owe me." And I said, "What are you talking about? I owe you." He says, "I know what music you like." He says, "Have it, give it back to me in a week." And I listened to it, and I was like, and I was already in the studio recording stuff, and a young producer. I was a drummer, dumb drummer is what I call myself when I was. I would have been like 20 years old, and I've been in the studio a lot and stuff, but I was always the dumb drummer guy. And I listened to this production, and I was like, "What heckfire is Def Leppard doing?" That I tell you that. And all the other studio that I went in afterwards, I was always talking. Everybody agrees that production, when that came out, nobody did anything close to that. That it was just a million tracks, and it was so perfect. Yeah, I'm a sucker. Thank you for requesting a song that I definitely mega love. There was a phase where I was playing that song like every day because y'all are requesting it, and I thought this is super. Speaking of super, we got another one, and this is coming in. And this is a good one. Reina Marie coming in. This is a track that Kumbia de los Muertos, Ozamatili. It sounds like it's from Los Angeles, and it is. This is a group from Los Angeles, and I haven't heard this at all, so I think this is going to be a superstar. Thanks for the request there, Reina.
muscle rest in your chest cavity. We ask God to bless these festivities, yet this hostility felt between you and me stops. Opportunity given to spread unity, to the be rhythmically, making sadness clear. Making Kumbia mixtures create this atmosphere. People packing cheers simply cause these songs show death. Giving shouts to these victims of wrongful death. Now, soon as we're rid of society, small terrors, the sooner these teenagers don't have to be pallbearers and carry their vows nearer to graves. Premature, the cure, immature, but keeping your hearts pure.
Kumbia is a dance style, and of the dead, de los muertos. You listen to music without borders. Coming up to another, it's the end of hour 2. Here's what I'm going to do. I haven't written down any requests from hour 2 at all. So we're going to start fresh for hour 3. I've been doing this before. Semi recently, I think this is the easiest way to do it. It definitely is easier for my computer. So if you made a request, I haven't looked at anything. I'm still playing requests from hour 1. When the show gets slammed with, and don't get me wrong, I love it, with supers. I still have, I played, I think I have, what do I have lined up here? I know I have Black Sabbath lined up. I have Helmets. And after that, we're just going to reopen it again. So what do we got here? 26 minutes past the hour. Okay, here we go. I'm going to play Sabbath. That'll get us to the end of hour 2, and then we'll start up hour 3. Once again, happy Monday to everybody. The thrill of it all, Black Sabbath.